I'm a writer, but in center of my books, of my old of books, are the ideas of Christianity, but not only that. The ideas of our meanings of life, of our time. What means to be writer in this time? In my opinion, to be writer is very important to have a dialogue between different ideas and this world, and especially one dialogue between our time and the future. It's very important to have this dimension of education, and education is for our future. Discover these questions, this problem of our life um, in my books, because my books just asked about love, about mistakes, about fighting God, about loneliness. And if I want to discover new meanings of life, it's very important to think about me, about my inner world. Because in our time, we must go with big speed. We must think very fast. We must eat very fast. But this food is only for our body. And I think it's very important to have a good food for our mind. I don't think the Christianity is just a lost world, because in each time, every time, the Christianity and moral law and moral life was just a low world, just a lost world. And in our time, it's very important to live, follow the word of Jesus Christ, our God. And like a writer, is so important to live and ask and think about loneliness and God in our life. Because the big problem in our life is love. But love is not just love like a exterior, like a bad relationship between people. Love is big, is very powerful force, is very powerful. If hasn't centered the word of God. Love means what is good for me and for you. And it's so hard to just try to discover this separate between evil and good in our acts, in our thought, in our life. And it's not easy to discover what is good and what is bad and evil in my life. And if I try to think about my life and I want to discover what is evil and bad in my thought, in my acts, it's very important to think in future. If I do something just now and these acts has bad consequences in my life and in the life of other people, that is very bad way, very bad things, very bad acts. And it's important to discover this dimension, because it's possible to do something that is very good for just now, and these good things between me and you, like a pleasure, like an illusion, it's possible to become very bad things in future. And it's possible to live very bad in future. And it's possible to have this bad experience with evil in my life. For example, in my book, The Lights of Love, I try to think what it means to have a relationship with a bad person. And the person is not bad because it's bad in itself. It's bad because the actions has bad consequences for she and for him. And in my book, the characters have a new chance to love and live in the Word of God. For me, Christianity is just a beautiful way, but is the way of a lot of questions between me and me, between me and you, between me and the world, and between me and God. Just ask, just look for, just search, just think, and discover what is good and very powerful in your life. That means to be a writer, to put questions and think about inner life and exterior life. Discover the world of questions in my novel. I'm Victoria Dutu, and I wish you to be full of light, and this light just comes from God because it's created by God. Be just a light for yourself and for your friends, for your time. Change the world with your life, with your think, with your thought, with your acts. And if we are with God, we are not alone in this world.